The footage for this review will be filled with spoilers, so be aware. Until Dawn is a game that I'm surprised that I enjoyed. I remember when this game was first announced as a move-enabled PS3 game. It looked so bad that I more or less wrote it off. I was semi-interested due to the premise, but I wasn't expecting much from the game. I had completely forgotten all about it until a few months ago when this new iteration was announced and shown. I must say, I'm seriously impressed. What a huge improvement. It boggles my mind that so much money was spent on a game that when it was first revealed looked like a budget PS3 game, or worse yet, a Wii U title. The setup for the game is that a year ago a man named Josh lost his sisters due to a prank pulled on them by his friends while they were hanging out in a cabin. On the anniversary of their disappearance in the woods, he invites all of his friends back to his house in order to repair their friendships. It doesn't take long, however, for people to start dying. While the game introduces a supernatural element right from the get-go, you aren't really sure, are there monsters killing your crew, or is it a serial killer, or perhaps a group of serial killers? Until Dawn is a horror game. I don't know if it's survival horror technically, but it does give off a Resident Evil vibe. The way your character slowly walks through the environments from fixed camera angle to fixed camera angle is very reminiscent of old RE games, and the QTE events harken to the newer ones. The gameplay itself is mostly you pushing the right analog stick to move forward, clicking on shiny objects in the environment, and pressing button prompts when they appear. What the game does to differentiate itself, since it isn't an action game, is to allow you to make choices that alter the course of the story. Now, I only played through the game once, but judging by how the story played out, it can be vastly different depending on who lives and who dies. Let's be real here. This game is more or less a walking simulator with QuickTime events. But unlike lower quality versions of these types of games, this is more on par with Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, both games that I respect, warts and all. The visuals are definitely the draw here, but it comes with a price. The characters' faces, while impressive, do give off an intentionally creepy vibe at times. One of the characters, Josh, has these big giant bug eyes that were creeping me out when I first started playing the game. Some other characters' faces come off weird as well. The game also has noticeable slowdown. Due to the pace of the game, this doesn't really matter, but it takes away from the beauty of the game overall. It's a bummer and a clear sign of the lack of power in the PlayStation 4. I also had issues with textures that didn't quite load quick enough, or I'd noticed a low polygon model, sprite, or whatever that you weren't supposed to see. With all that said and done, I think Until Dawn is a fantastic game. Games like this don't get made very often, so I'm quick to buy them to support the creation. I understand, however, that for most people an 8-hour movie isn't really worth their $60. This game really subverted my expectations. When I first started playing it, I was kinda meh on it, but it didn't take very long before I was hooked and didn't want to put it down. Now that I've finished it, on one hand I feel like I'm done and can move on, but on the other hand I can't wait to see how differently the story plays out when I make different choices. That's all I have to say for now. Till next time, be excellent to each other.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this what he was feeding them?